Chairperson, the Honorable Mr. Dr. Andus Budianto MA, and all my dear friends, before I start my presentation on this 10 module, let me introduce myself. My name is Sophia Helena from the Management Department, Faculty of Economics and Business, Universitas Persada Indonesia, YAI. Presenting the topic below. 1. What is a digital library? 2. Technical architecture library. 3. Building digital collection. 4. Digitization. 5. Metadata. 6. Naming identifiers and persistence. 7. Copyright or right management. 8. Preservation. 1. What is a digital library? The digital library system is the application of technology information as a means of storing, obtaining and disseminating scientific information in digital format. Or in simple analogy, as a place to store library collection that are already in digital form. Many libraries craft the application of digital libraries in their its management. However, it is not as easy as one might think. Limit funds and low human resource and suspected as the dominant factor in the inability to realize a digital library. After all, the birth of a digital library in Indonesia is welcome. Information managers or librarians. Most librarians are open to technological change, but also still remember their traditional function, namely help people to find information whether in digital or printed form. With the assumption that digital libraries are libraries first and foremost, we can list some characteristics. These characteristics have been gleaned from various discussions about digital libraries, both online and in print. Digital libraries are the digital face of traditional libraries that include both digital collection and traditional fixed media collection, so they encompass both electronic and paper material. Digital libraries will also include digital materials that exist outside the physical and administrative bounds of any one digital library. Digital library will include all the process and service that are the backbone and nervous system of libraries. However, such traditional process top forming the basis digital library work will have to be reset and changed to accommodate the difference between new digital media and traditional fixed media. Digital libraries ideally provide a coherent view of all of the information contained within a library, no matter it's from or format. Digital libraries will serve particular communities or constituencies as traditional libraries do not. Though those communities may be widely dispersed throughout the network. Digital libraries will require both the skills of librarians and will ask those of computer science to be viable. Number 2, technical architecture library. The first issue is that of the technical architecture that underlies any digital library system. Libraries will need to be enhanced and upgrade current technical architecture to accommodate digital materials. The architecture will include components such as A. High-speed local network and fast connection to the internet. B. Relational database that support a variety of digital formats. C. Full-text search engines to index and provide access to research. D. A variety of services such as web service and VTB service. E. Electronic document management function that will aid in the overall management of digital research. One important thing to add about technical architecture for digital libraries is that they won't be monolithic system like the turnkey single box OPEX with which librarians are most familiar. Instead, they will be a collection of disparate systems and research connect through a network and integrate within one interface, most likely a web interface or one of its descendants. For example, the research support by the architecture could include bibliographic database that point to both paper and digital materials, index and finding tools, collection of pointers to internet research, directories, primary materials in various digital formats, photograph, numerical datasets, and electronic journals. So this research might reside on different systems and in different database, they would appear as though there were one single system to the user of particular community. 3. Building digital collection. One of the largest issues in creating digital libraries will be the building of digital collection. Obviously, for any digital library to be viable, it must eventually have a digital collection with the critical mass to make it truly useful. There are essentially three methods of building digital collection. A. Digitization, converting paper and other media in exciting collection to digital form or discussed in more detail below. B. Acquisition of original digital works created by publishers and scholars. Example item would be electronic books, journal, and dataset. C. Access to external materials not held in-house by providing pointers to website, other library collection, or publisher servers. While the third method might not exactly constitute part of a local collection, it is still a method of increasing the material available to local users. One of my issues here is the degree to which libraries will digitize exciting materials and acquire original digital works, as opposed to simply pointing to them externally. This reprise of the out access versus ownership issues, but in digital realm with many of the same concerns such as A. Local control of collection, B. Long-term access and preservation. What about digital building in coordinate STEM? There are many reasons why building digital collection is a good candidate for coordinate activity. First, acquiring digital works and doing in-house digitization are expensive, especially to undertake alone. By working together, institutions with common goals can gain greater efficiency and reduce of overall costs involved in these activities, as was the case with retrospective conversation and bibliographic records. Second, it also reduces the redundancy and was of acquiring or converting materials more than once. Third, coordinate digital collection building, exchange, research, sharing, and increases the richness of collection to which user and have access. Four, digitization. It is the conversation of any fixed or analog media such as books, journal, article, quotes, photos, paintings, microphones into electronic form through scanning, sampling, or in fact even recording. An obvious obstacle to digitization it is very expensive. However, ideal such complete conversation would be it is impractical or impossible technically, legally, and economically. This approach can arguably the dispense with as a pipe dream. Digitization of a particular special collection or a portion of one. A small collection of manageable size and which is highly valued is a prime candidate. Highlight is a first collection by digitizing, particularly good example of some collection strange, high-use materials making those materials that are in most demand more accessible. An edge approach where one digitizes and stores materials are as they are requested. This is, however, a half-served method of digital collection building. This approach can be used alone or in combination depending upon particular institution goals for digitization. Next, within test approaches are several criteria for selecting individual items. These include their potential for long-term use, their intellectual or cultural value, whether they provide greater access and than possible with original materials or fragile rare materials, and whether copyright restriction or licensing will permit conversion. 5. Metadata. Metadata is another issue central to the development of digital libraries. Metadata is the data that describe the content and attribute of any particular item in digital library. It is a concept familiar to librarians because it is one of the primary things that librarians do. They create cataloging records that describe the document. Metadata is important in digital libraries because it is the key result, discovery, and use of any document. Human cataloging, though superior, is just to labor extensive for the already large and rapidly expanding information environment. To simpler sense, for metadata are being proposed as solution. While they are still in their infancy, a number of schemes have emerged, the most prominent of which is the Dublin Core and effort to try and determine the core elements needed to describe materials. The first workshop took place at OCLC headquarters in Dublin, Ohio. Hence the name Dublin Core. The Dublin Core workshop defined a set of 15 metadata elements, much simpler than those used in traditional library cataloging. They were designed to be simple enough to be used outdoors, but at the same time, descriptive enough to be useful in research discovery. The lack of common metadata standards, ideally defined for use in some specific contexts, is yet another barrier to information access. Some specific contents is yet another barrier to information access and use in a digital library or in coordinate digital library system. 6. Naming identifiers and persistence. The fifth issue is related to metadata is the problem of naming in a digital library. Names are strings that uniquely identify digital objects and are part of any document metadata. Names are as important in a digital library as an ISBN to number is in a traditional library. They are needed to uniquely identify digital objects for purposes such as A. Citation, B. Information retrieval, C. To make links among subjects, D. And for the purpose of managing copyright. Any system of naming that is developed must be permanent, lasting, indefinitely. This means, among other things, that the name cannot be bound up with a specific location, the unique name and its location must be separate. 7. Copyright or right management. Copyright has been called the single most vexing barrier to digital library development. The current paper-based concept of copyright breakdowns in the digital environment because the control of copies is lost. Digital objects are less fixed, easily copied, and remotely accessible by multiple users simultaneously. The problem of libraries is that unlike private business or publisher that own their information, libraries are for the most part simply caretakers of information. They don't own the copyright of the material they hold. It is unlikely that libraries will ever be able to freely digitize and provide access to copyrighted materials in their collection. Instead, they will have to develop mechanisms for managing copyright, mechanisms that allow them to provide information without violating copyright colored right management. Some right management functions could include, for example, usage tracking, identifying and authenticating users, providing the copyright status of each digital object, and the restriction on its use or the fees associated with it, handling transaction with user by allowing only so many copies to be accessed or by charging them for a copy or by passing the request on to a publisher. And the last act, preservation. Another important issue is preservation, keeping digital information available in perpetuity in the preservation of digital materials. The real issue is technical obsolescence. Technical obsolescence in the digital age is like deterioration of paper in the paper age. Libraries in the pre-digital era had to worry about climate control and the acidification of books, but preservation of digital information will acidification of books, but the preservation of digital information will mean constantly coming up with new technical solutions. When considering digital materials, there are three types of preservation one can refer to. One, the preservation of the storage medium. Number two, the preservation of access to content. Three, the preservation of fixed media materials through digital technology. What can libraries jointly do in coordinate scheme? They can create policies for long-term preservation, ensure that redundant permanent copies are stored at designated institution, help establish preservation standards to consistently store and sell materials preserved digitally. Libraries around the world have been working on this daunting set of challenges for several years now. They have created many digital libraries, initiatives, and projects and have formed various national schemes for jointly exploring key issues. Librarians have discovered that, with a few exceptions, making business case for digitization and investment in digital technology is more difficult than first envisioned, especially given the technical and legal constraints that must first be overcome. As with most other technical developments in libraries over the years, we will have to move forward in small, manageable, evolutionary steps rather than in a rapid, revolutionary manner. Maybe that's enough of my presentation. More or less, I'm sorry. Thank you for your attention. Stay healthy, all.